This is a coconut. You know it, you love it. It's a simple tropical fruit grown on towering palms in equatorial climates across the globe. Every single year, we harvest over 60 million tons of them. From this one resilient fruit, we get water, milk, flour, and that fibrous husk that's in everything from doormats to garden pots. But its most valuable, most sought-after component, that's oil. It's an industry valued at nearly $8 billion in 2024, and it's projected to shoot past $13 billion by 2034. But here's where the story gets really interesting. How does this one fruit end up in a bottle of pure aromatic virgin oil? And also in a bottle of neutral, flavorless, industrial-grade refined oil? These two products couldn't be more different. One is celebrated for its rich coconut scent, the other for having none at all. One is made with minimal processing, while the other goes through an intense, multi-stage industrial transformation. This is the story of the two secret lives of a coconut. It's a tale of two completely separate journeys, two different philosophies of production that are often happening under the very same roof. Today, we're going inside a mega factory to see both of these incredible transformations firsthand. We'll follow two coconuts, starting from the same tropical grove, as they hit a fork in the road, destined to become two entirely different products you almost certainly have in your home right now. Chapter 1. The First Pathway. The industrial journey of refined oil. Our first coconut's journey starts in a pretty surprising place. Not as a fresh, pristine fruit, but as this: copra. Copra is the dried meat or kernel of the coconut, and it's the raw material for the vast majority of the world's coconut oil. The journey to create copra begins far from the factory, in plantations across countries like the Philippines and Indonesia, which together are the world's top producers. Here, mature coconuts, about 12 months old, are picked for their high oil content. Harvesters, often with mind-boggling skill, scale trees that can be over 60 feet tall to get the fruit. Once they're down, the tough job of dehusking begins, where the thick, fibrous outer layer is manually stripped away. The hard shell is then cracked open, the water inside is drained, and the kernel is extracted. To become copra, this fresh meat has to be dried. Traditionally, this is done using sunlight, smoke from burning husks, or simple kilns. The goal is to slash the moisture content from around 50% in fresh meat to just 6 or 7%. This drying process is what defines this first pathway. It makes the coconut meat stable enough for transport and storage, but it also fundamentally changes it, setting it on a course that will require some serious industrial refining. As truckloads of copra arrive at the mega factory, the air is thick with a smoky, earthy scent. Not exactly the tropical vacation you were picturing. These aren't pristine white kernels. They're rough, discolored chunks. First things first, sorting and cleaning. Conveyor belts carry the copra through a series of cleaning stations. Quality control here is everything. Technicians check for moisture levels because any excess can lead to mold, which would ruin the final product. They also pull out foreign materials, dust, insects, and other contaminants that are just part of the deal with open-air drying. Copra that makes the cut now heads for its first mechanical breakdown. Unlike tiny seeds, copra arrives in big, irregular pieces. To get it ready for oil extraction, its surface area has to be massively increased. The first stop is often a hammer mill. Inside this beast of a machine, swinging steel hammers pulverize the large chunks, grinding them into smaller, half-inch pieces. The noise is immense, a constant, percussive roar of metal on dense, dried fruit. From the hammer mill, the pieces might go to a cracking mill, which breaks them down even more. But the most critical step in this size reduction saga is flaking. The fragments are fed into a flaking mill, where massive steel rollers apply immense pressure, squeezing the copra into thin, delicate flakes. This is crucial. By turning chunks into flakes, the oil-bearing cells inside the coconut are ruptured and exposed, making the next step way more efficient. But before the oil can be squeezed out, the flakes have to be cooked. It might sound a little backward, but this heating step, called conditioning, is essential to get the maximum amount of oil. The flakes travel through a huge, multi-layered, steam-heated cooker. For about 30 minutes, the material is slowly agitated and heated to a precise temperature, usually between 104 and 110 degrees Celsius. This doesn't just dry the flakes further. It helps rupture any remaining oil cells and lowers the oil's viscosity, making it flow more freely. In a nearby control room, technicians are glued to their screens, monitoring every variable to make sure the copra is perfectly prepped for extraction. Now, the hot, conditioned flakes are immediately sent at the heart of the operation, the expeller press. These are gigantic, powerful machines. An expeller is basically a massive screw inside a perforated barrel. The cooked copra flakes are fed in one end. As the screw turns, it pushes the material forward while subjecting it to immense, ever-increasing pressure, literally squeezing the oil out of the crushed flakes. The crude oil, dark and cloudy, pours through the holes in the barrel and is collected below. What's left of the solids gets forced out the other end. This byproduct is called oil cake, a dense, high-protein mash. In this factory, nothing is wasted. This oil cake, which still has a little oil left in it, is sold as a highly nutritious ingredient for animal feed. But even with all that pressure, there's still more oil to get. To get every last drop, many large factories use a second extraction stage, solvent extraction. The oil cake is washed with a food-grade solvent, usually hexane. The hexane acts like a chemical magnet, dissolving and pulling out the last of the oil that the press couldn't reach. This oil solvent mix is then heated. Because hexane boils at a lower temperature than oil, it evaporates, and the vapor is captured and reused. What's left is the very last of the coconut oil. This process is incredibly efficient, recovering oil that would have otherwise been lost. At this point, all the crude coconut oil is collected, but it is far from ready. It's a dark, murky liquid, full of solids, free fatty acids, and all the pigments and odors it picked up along the way. To turn this into the clear, stable oil we see on shelves, it has to go through a three-step journey known as RBD, refining, bleaching, and deodorizing. First up is neutralization or degumming. The crude oil is gently heated and mixed with a solution like sodium hydroxide. This neutralizes the free fatty acids that can make oil go rancid and removes gums, waxy substances that make the oil cloudy. Next, the oil moves to bleaching. And no, this doesn't involve chlorine bleach. Instead, the oil is passed through filters containing activated carbon or natural bleaching clays. These materials act like microscopic sponges, absorbing the pigments that give the crude oil its dark color. As the oil is pumped through these filters, its color visibly lightens, turning from a murky brown to a pale yellow. The final and most dramatic stage is deodorization. The bleached oil is pumped into a massive column where it's treated with high-temperature steam under a vacuum. The heat vaporizes any remaining aromatic compounds and free fatty acids. The vacuum lowers their boiling point, allowing them to be stripped away without damaging the oil itself. This is the step that removes the last traces of any smoky aroma from the copra and any hint of coconut scent, making the oil completely neutral. The result of this intense process is refined coconut oil. It's clear, flavorless, and has a higher smoke point than its virgin counterpart, making it perfect for high-heat cooking and large-scale food manufacturing. This high-heat processing does, however, remove some of the antioxidants that were in the original coconut. From here, the journey is almost over. The finished oil is pumped into massive storage tanks. In the bottling hall, a symphony of automation takes over. Automated machines dispense the perfect amount of oil into thousands of containers an hour. They're sealed, labeled, packed, and shipped to destinations all over the world. This whole pathway is a testament to industrial efficiency, designed to create a consistent, stable, and versatile product on a massive scale. Chapter 2. The second pathway, the precision journey of virgin oil. Okay, let's leave the world of dried copra behind and follow our second coconut on a totally different journey. One defined not by intensity, but by delicacy and speed. This is the path to virgin coconut oil, and it all starts with a fresh coconut. For this process, there's no drying, no smoking, no long-term storage. The single most important factor is time. The moment the coconut is picked, a clock starts ticking. The fresh meat is full of enzymes and moisture. If it sits too long, it will start to oxidize and ferment, ruining the oil quality. Premium facilities live by a strict rule. The whole process, from cracking the nut to bottling the oil, has to be done in just a few hours. This path is also a masterclass in zero waste. While the refined process is all about the dried kernel, the virgin oil line uses every single part of the fresh coconut. When trucks of fresh coconuts arrive, the first step is dehusking. The fibrous husks are sent off to be turned into coir, a valuable fiber for ropes, mats, and brushes. Next, the hard inner shell is drilled and the RTE, nutrient-rich coconut water, is drained and collected. This water is immediately filtered and bottled as a premium drink. The now empty coconuts move to a cracking station where automated blades split the shells perfectly. These shells aren't trash. They're sent to another part of the factory to be converted into high-grade activated carbon, a powerful filter used in water and air purification. What's left is the pure, white coconut meat, still attached to its thin brown skin. For the highest grade of virgin oil, this skin has to go. The coconut halves move on to a paring line, where workers or specialized machines carefully shave off the brown layer. The paired, pristine white meat then gets a final, thorough wash. Inspectors are meticulous, making sure not a single speck of shell or skin remains. Again, speed is everything. The clean, fresh meat is immediately fed into industrial grinders that pulverize it into a fine, moist, snow-like shred. From here, there's another fork, in the road. The two most common and advanced methods for getting the oil are coconut milk extraction, followed by centrifugation, and direct cold pressing. Let's follow the coconut milk path first. The fresh shreds are fed into a press, but the goal isn't just to get oil. It's to express coconut milk, a rich white emulsion of oil, water, and proteins. But how do you get the oil out of the milk? With a bank of high-speed industrial centrifuges. The fresh milk is pumped into these machines, which spin at incredible speeds. Sometimes over 10,000 RPM, the immense force separates everything by density. The heavier water and proteins are forced to the outside, while the lighter oil naturally collects in the center. It's a clean, fast method that uses no heat or chemicals, preserving the delicate nutrients and aroma of the fresh coconut. Some research even suggests this method yields an oil with more antioxidants. Now for the second technique, cold pressing. Here, the factory skips the milk-making step. Instead, the freshly grated coconut meat is gently dried at a very low temperature, just enough to reduce the moisture without cooking the meat. This carefully prepared shred is then fed into a cold press. While it's also a screw press, the key difference is temperature. The cold press operates under carefully controlled temperatures, often kept below 49 degrees, 1 to 20 degrees, to ensure the oil is never heated. This gentle pressing squeezes the oil directly from the fresh shreds. This method is prized for retaining that robust, authentic coconut flavor. Regardless of the method, centrifuge or cold press, the resulting oil is almost finished. It hasn't been hit with high heat, alkali baths, or bleaching clays. But it still needs a final polish. The oil is passed through a series of fine micron filters that catch any last traces of moisture or sediment. Nothing is added and nothing is taken away. The final product is 100% pure, unrefined virgin coconut oil. It's crystal clear, but will solidify into a pure white solid below about 24 fibrators, 76 pipes. Its aroma is unmistakably fresh coconut. The oil is then sent to its own dedicated bottling line, where it's filled into glass jars, which are better for preserving its delicate aroma. Chapter 3. Comparative Analysis and Conclusion. So we've arrived at the end of two vastly different journeys. On one side, we have refined coconut oil. Born from dried copra, it went through a trial by fire and force. It was crushed, cooked, pressed, chemically extracted, neutralized, bleached, and deodorized. The whole point is maximum yield and stability, creating a neutral, versatile oil with a high smoke point that's perfect for a restaurant kitchen. On the other side, we have virgin coconut oil. Born from fresh coconut, its journey was a race against time, a delicate dance of preservation. Every part of the fruit was used. The oil was separated by gentle mechanical means, centrifugal force or cold pressing with no chemicals and minimal heat. This process is all about maximum quality, preserving the natural aroma, flavor, and a higher concentration of beneficial compounds. You can see and taste the difference. A chemical analysis would show that while their main fatty acids are similar, virgin oil has different characteristics. For example, refined oil has a significantly higher amount of diglycerides, a direct result of the high heat processing it goes through. But the most obvious difference is sensory. That amazing tropical smell of virgin coconut oil comes from compounds that are deliberately stripped away to make refined oil neutral. One is a distinct ingredient, the other is a neutral background player. From a single tropical fruit, this mega factory has produced two profoundly different products for two distinct markets. The global coconut oil industry is a complex web of agriculture, logistics, and engineering that connects a farmer climbing a palm tree in the Philippines to kitchens and cosmetic labs on every continent. The next time you reach for a bottle of coconut oil, whether it's the aromatic virgin oil for a salad or the neutral refined oil for frying, you'll know the incredible hidden journey it took. You'll know the story of the two pathways, the two secret lives of the coconut, and the immense ingenuity that transforms it. From mountains of dried copra being crushed under immense pressure to the high-speed ballet of centrifuges spinning fresh milk into liquid gold, the transformation of the coconut is a modern marvel. It's a story of two roads and a powerful reminder that in the world of food, the journey truly defines the destination.